The Fate channel checking in, or should I say Mr. Incredible checking in. I am here at the NorthEast Comic-Con and Collectibles Extravaganza, and I am here with SiegeWarfare, a strategy-based card game. Guys, tell me a little bit about yourselves.
I'm Sean Smith. I am co-creator of the card game along with my cousin Logan Ginger. And this is my business associate, this is Jason.
So this card game, SiegeWarfare.com, is strategy-based card game, and the object of the game is to run your opponent out of cards.
Yes, absolutely, yep. So each player starts with a 50-card deck, and you're trying to make your opponent run out of cards. So like, let's say you attacked me with this unit, 20th Maine Volunteers. The red 4 is how much damage he deals. So if he attacked and wasn't blocked, 4 cards would be discarded from the top.
And one of these decks is considered a playable hand, and they retail for around $16. And there's 2 different series. There's the, correct me if I'm wrong, there's the Civil War series. It's based entirely off of the Civil War in terms of strategy. And the second one is the
Greco-Persian.
Greco-Persian.
Yeah, so it's like the 300 Spartans in Thermopylae and things like that.
And it is very heavily strategy based in terms of how you play it rather than luck of the draw.
Absolutely, yeah. So you refill your hand at the beginning of each of your, or during each of your turns during your draw sequence, and you refill back up to 7 cards. So there's always a lot of options. You're usually not going to play through every card in your deck, in your hand. So.
Well, thanks, guys. Listen, they can be found at SiegeWarfare.com. I'm obviously not doing this game justice. It looks very interesting, very fun to play, especially if you're into strategy or historical games, period. Check them out, www.siegewarfare.com. Are there any pockets in that thing, or you got alligator arms when the bill comes?
All right, so this game is called Cheer Up. It's super easy.
Cheer Up,
The way it works is I'm going to draw a question, and at the top are some letters here. So I would read A plus B to you. That means you got to draw 2 A's and 2 B's, so go ahead and do that.
Okay. So we're going to flip it over here. And
Yep.
got an A, which is lucky. And
Don't
B.
tell me don't tell me what they are, like you would hold them in your hand.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
But so you're going to draw 2 of each.
Oh, 2 of each.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's 2 A's and 2
2
B's.
B's. All right.
Okay. And what you're going to do is create a funny phrase by putting an A and a B together like this to answer this question, which is what tastes the best. So you got to pick 1 A and 1 B and put them together. Then don't say it out loud yet, but just do it in your head.
Okay.
So once you got the answer that you want to use, you're going to dump the cards you don't want in the trash here. So you should dump 1 A, 1 B.
What tastes the best? Okay, we're going to go for what tastes the best here.
So the dump cards you don't want, trash them right here. Perfect. So everyone has their answer basically for playing with a big group.
Okay.
Then I draw a party rule. Every round of this game has a different rule. So I would pick from the top here, and then I would read it out loud. So this is innuendo. So when saying their answer, each player must put air quotes around 1 or more words and wink at the dealer at the end. So then I would say to you, what tastes the best? And you have to give me your answer and follow the rule.
All right, so I would say lucky strap-on, and I would air quote that.
Yes, exactly.
And give a little dip.
Exactly, you got it. And if I thought that was the funniest of the group, I give you the blue card as a point. That's how you collect the points. Everybody dumps all the cards back in the middle, and there's no hands or anything like that, and you trash the cards, and the next round starts. That's the whole game.
And who wins? The person with the most points?
Exactly. So you play to 7, which would be like a couple hours with a big group, and then, or you can play as much as you want or as little as you want. But the cool thing about this game is every round is completely different because it asks for a different combination. So you just happen to see A and B, but there's all these different combinations that mixes up the game every time you play.
So it's very replayable.
Tons of replayability, even like in one. To go through this whole deck takes hours and hours and hours. So there's tons to do here, and it's super fun. Lots of crazy rules as well.
And clearly adult-oriented.
Adult-oriented,
yes,
but the one thing I will say about that is the adult cards are marked as not safe for grandma. So you can take those out of the game, and it's more like PG-13 style.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely makes it R-rated with those in it. But it's a really fun party card game. Like I said, it was 5 seconds to learn it. Comes with tons of cards, blank cards. You can write your own answers. Comes with the Grandma expansion, and it's super, super fun.
And where can they find it? CheerUpGames.com?
You got it, exactly, yep.
All right, CheerUpGames.com. And what does it retail for?
$30 for the box, comes with everything.
$30 for the box, everything you can have, tons of replayability. Awesome, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
So this is the name of the company, the Coaster Nostra?
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks.
I like it.
Thanks.
So do they all make? Do all of them make up a panel like this? Or?
No, some of them do. Like I know this one does. This one does. Everything on here is sold as a set.
Okay, so you
so
buy
it's
buy
just
like
like-
a set of 4, like a typical coaster set.
Yep. Or you can mix and match your own over there. What's in the crate?
Now, do you guys hand make them yourself, or?
I do.
And what's the backing?
I've got cork on the back, and then it's just like a travertine tile.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice though. I like how they're, like the Wolverine set. Like
Yeah.
they're all themed in some way.
Yeah. They hold up your beer really well too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we've done a lot of product testing. So.
Listen, that's how you make sure you give them a good product. Okay, so what's the cost? $20 for a full set?
Yep.
How's it going?
Good. This is my comic, The Crime Busters. I write and draw. And
What's the premise, if you don't mind me asking?
it's kind of like Scooby-Doo meets Cthulhu. It's like teen detectives solving supernatural mysteries.
And how many are out so far?
Just the first issue is the only one out so far. I'm just about done with issue 2. We're going to Kickstarter at the end of January.
Kickstarter. Okay, and where can they find you on Kickstarter? What's the?
If you search for The Crime Busters
The
on
Crime
Kickstarter,
Busters?
the first issue will come up because I did the first issue on Kickstarter as well. The second issue, I don't have the link for it just yet, but that should be up within the next month or so.
All right, Crime Busters on Kickstarter coming up, and the first series is out.
One of my characters is a public domain character who had a series in the 40s and 50s. That's the Chuck Chandler, the
Okay.
character here in red. So
Bringing them back. I like it.
bringing him back. I've always wanted to read the next issue of the series, and I figured, well, I'll just make it myself.
Yeah, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself
Exactly.
sometimes. Are these all your series?
Yeah, most of them.
Pardon my ignorance.
No worries. Most of it's like some of my books, prints, as well as a couple of books that I wrote with working with other artists on the series. This one's my latest one.
Poly and hand engraved. So
Yeah.
tell me about the latest one.
It's a loosely based on a true crime which happened in my hometown of Spencer, Massachusetts. So I kind of took a Sherlock Holmes approach where Conan Doyle did a story that was actually based on a true crime that he and his teacher Joseph Bell took part in. And this is kind of very similar, where I took some facts from the case, but I sort of gave it a little more of a more fictitious twist, where I created these two characters who kind of help try to solve the case. So it's sort of a supernatural murder mystery.
Okay, is it all enclosed in one book?
Nope, this would be part 1. We're just working on issue 2 now. So,
Two.
yeah.
And you have an end planned, obviously?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Everything's all written and planned out. So
Okay. And what about the Sherlock Holmes one?
that was actually based on a play by William Gillette, who was born in Connecticut. So he has a castle down in East Haddam, but he was one of the first actors in America to play Sherlock Holmes on stage, and he had a play that ran for many years. Actually, I think he played Sherlock Holmes consecutively from 1899 to like 1932, around the time of his death. So I had finally wanted to do a graphic novel based on that play, which was sort of takes a lot of like the best of Conan Doyle's stories and puts it together in one play.
Awesome. Now, where can they find you or any of your work that you're working on?
I'm on social media and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Barely use Twitter, but I'm also at www.bretmherholz.com, where a lot of my work is up for view.
All right, www.brettonholtz.com. I'm going to put all of his information in somewhere in the screen and in the description below, so you guys can find it if you're interested. Some of these titles definitely piquing my interest, especially the Sherlock Holmes one.
Hello, how are you?
I'm incredible. How you doing?
Happy and good. We have one of the creators of Little Mermaid, and myself, I publish horror and educational comics. I'm the scary one.
You say educational horror?
Yeah.
You are Monsieur Incredible.
So we are here at HB Comics, and tell us a little bit about the comic series you have. You got 4 titles total.
4 titles: Laserman, Vindication, Team Synergy, and Mystery Man. World is a world that just found out that superheroes are real, and you're seeing how that affects the real world now through the 4 different titles.
Now, if they don't come here to the Northeast Comic Book Convention, where can they find these if they're interested in learn more?
www.hbcomics.com.
HB as in boy comics.com. And do you do all of the writing and the artwork?
I am the writer and creator of Team Synergy and Laserman.
Team Synergy and Laserman are your creations, and the other two are by?
Vindication is by my brother Chris. The B in Hebert is for Hebert Brother Comics.
Nice. Did you enjoy the process, or did you find it to be a lot more difficult creating comics than you thought?
It's definitely a lot more difficult than we thought, but yeah, I enjoy the process as well.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. You have a great night. That was a quick tour of the Northeast Comic-Con and Collectibles Extravaganza. They have so many other activities for children, even for adults. They've got some comedy later on tonight. They've got live music. They've got so much stuff due to time constraints. I just wasn't able to stay around not only for tonight, which is the Friday, but this Comic-Con extends into Saturday and Sunday as well. A really cool, fun place if you're into comics, if you're into collectibles, if you want to meet artists, and also people that are into comic books. Again, really just tip of the spear in terms of the footage that I showed. I'm going to put all the information down below, also in the description. Please check out the folks that bothered and took the time to speak to me, as well as check out Northeast Comic-Con. If you've come this far in the video, I want to know the last Comic-Con you went to or the next Comic-Con that you plan on going to. I think so many people get a bad impression of what Comic-Cons are all about, and there's just so many things and so many activities for a whole slew of people that go well beyond just those who are into comics. Now, if you came this far in the video, you know what to do. Give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. I'm Mr. Incredible. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you dads be great parents to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I post tips and tricks to save you dads time, energy, and money. 3 things that are in short supply for every dad out there.